Namaskarams. The Fine Arts Society warmly extends its festive greetings to each one of you on the joyous occasion of Navratri. Navratri, one of the most vibrant festivals, is celebrated all over our country. Shakti is celebrated these 9 days in a unique way by venerating successfully 3 goddesses, Durga, Lakshmi and Saraswati, with 3 days dedicated to each of them. The Fine Arts Society has always been passionately involved in promoting our rich arts and culture and continues this tradition with its special Navratri program, Navashakti Swaroopam, showcasing promising young talents of classical dance, adding to the festive fervor. The community wing is pleased to present Navashakti Swaroopam, a presentation on Navadurga by the students of Kalāsadan Institute of Fine Arts, trained by Mrs. Nandini Ganesan. We shall commence the program with an invocation to Devi by our student from the Fine Arts Academy of Music and Dance. Over to the presentation. Happy festivities and happy viewing. Thank you.
Karunanidhiye Taye Kadai Kan Partharulvaye 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 Karunanidhiye Taye அருணோதயம் கண்டால் அகலும் பனீருள் போல் அருணோதயம் கண்டால் அகலும் பனீருள் போல் அருணோதயம் கண்டால் அகலும் பனீருள் போல் அன்னையுந்தன் அருளிருந்தாலகன்றிடுமே புன்பவனோ என் பரம கருணா நிதியே அருணோதயம் கண்டால் அகலும் பனீருள் போல் அன்னையுந்த அருளிருந்தாலகன்றிடுமே புன்பவனோ என் பரம கருணா நிதியே தாயே கடை கண் பார்த்தருள்வாயே கருணா நிதியே தாயே முன்னை மறந்து என் வாழ்நாளில் ஒரு கணமும் இருந்ததேனே முன்னை மறந்து என் வாழ்நாளில் ஒரு கணமும் இருந்ததேனே அன்னை மறந்திடும் சிசுமுண்டோ அவ்வளம் உன்னை நம்பினேன் நானே உன்னை மறந்து என் வாழ்நாளில் ஒரு கணமும் இருந்ததேனே அன்னை மறந்திடும் சிசுமுண்டோ அவ்வளம் உன்னை நம்பினேன் நானே மனமிறைந்த நண்பரையாளர் மகிழை வந்த கற்பகம் நீயே வனம் இணைந்த ஆள மகிழை வந்த கற்பகம் நீயே எனது பிழை பொறுத்தருளாய் இனியே இது துணை மீது நின் மாதுமைய கருணா நிதியே தாயே கடை கண் பார்த்தருள் வாயே கருணா நிதியே தாயே
या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शक्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः. I extend a very warm welcome to you all on this auspicious occasion of celebrating Navaratri, a festival that is celebrated so widely all around our country. If we go down south, we see how the Gulupadi is kept. As we move to the west, the way the Garba and the Dandiya is danced. The east, how the Durga Pujo is celebrated. And up north, the Kullu Dashera. But what is that one unifying factor that makes all these different celebrations so beautiful? It is nothing but that one factor of extolling the great feminine energy, celebration of Shakti. Adi Shakti, that is Devi, is usually seen as manifesting in three different forms. Ma Saraswati, the creator; Ma Lakshmi, the sustainer; and Ma Durga, the slayer or destroyer of all evil. And it is this form of Devi that we all celebrate in this festival of Navaratri. Storytelling has been a very integral part of our culture. Right from the ancient times, we have seen different ways in which all our Puranic texts and scriptures have been passed down to generations through the medium of storytelling, be it in the written format or oral recitation, through music, dance, drama, paintings and sculptures in our temples. Each of these are there trying to convey a story with an underlying message. And so, storytelling is a very important aspect in our everyday lives. Talking about the 9 forms of Durga is something that is very important during these 9 nights of Navaratri. Each form of Durga is supposed to display a certain peculiar characteristic or quality that supposed to have a very important role to play in our everyday lives. We have tried to use this unique concept of storytelling with the use of Abhinaya to reach out these stories of each Durga to each one of y'all to experience and grow further in learning about each. So I request you all to kindly sit back and experience as we walk through the stories of these 9 forms of Durga. I welcome you all to Navashakti Swaroopam.
Devi Shailaputri. Shailaputri literally means the daughter of the mountains. She was also known as Sati, Bhavani, Parvati and Haimavati. Her deity has a half moon on her forehead and holds a trident in her right hand and the lotus flower in her left hand. She is always seated on the Nandi. The story of Devi Shailaputri actually starts in her previous birth when she was born as Sati to King Daksha. Once, King Daksha had organized a big yajna and did not invite Shiva, who was Sati's husband. But Sati, being obstinate, reached her parental home for the yajna. Thereupon, Daksha insulted Shiva in the presence of all. Sati could not tolerate this insult of her husband, and so she jumped into the sacrificial fire. She was then reborn as the daughter of Himalaya and thus came to be known as Shailaputri. It is believed that the moon, who is the provider of all fortunes, is governed by goddess Shailaputri. So, any bad effect of the moon can be overcome by worshipping her. Devi Shailaputri.
Vande Vanchitalabhaya Chandrardhakrita-shekharam Vrisharudham Shuladharam Shailaputrim Yashasvinim Vande Vanchitalabhaya Chandrardhakrita-shekharam Vrisharudham Shuladharam Shailaputrim Yashasvinim.
Devi Brahmacharini. She is the epitome of austerity and penance. As her name, Brahmacharini represents the female who practices brahmacharya, that is, one who renounces all worldly pleasures. She walks on bare feet, carrying just a japamala and a kamandalu. When Sati is reborn as Parvati, she resolves to marry Lord Shiva and starts her tapas for him. In the meantime, the gods approached Kamadeva, the god of love and attraction, and asked him to generate desire in Shiva for Parvati. Kamadeva gets to the place where Shiva is meditating and shoots an arrow of desire at him. But Shiva opens his third eye and burns the Cupid Kamadeva to ashes. Parvati, however, does not lose her hope and begins to live in the mountains like Shiva, engaging in asceticism, yoga, and tapas. It is this aspect of Parvati that is deemed to be that of goddess Brahmacharini. Her ascetic pursuit is what draws Shiva's attention and awakens his interest in her. He meets her in a disguised form of an old man and tries to discourage her by telling her about Shiva's weaknesses and personality problems. But Parvati refuses to listen and insists on her resolve. Discarding the guise of the old man, Shiva accepts her and they get united. The facade of Ma Brahmacharini symbolizes simplicity. She blesses her devotees with grace, bliss, peace, and prosperity. Devi Brahmacharini.
दधानाकरपद्माभ्यामक्षमालाकमण्डलो देवी प्रसीदतु मयि ब्रह्मचारिण्यनूत्तमा दधानाकरपद्माभ्यामक्षमालाकमण्डलो देवी प्रसीदतु मयि ब्रह्मचारिण्यनूत्तमा.
Devi Chandraghanta. She wears the semicircular moon, the Chandra, on her forehead. This half moon on her forehead looks like the bell, the Ghanta, and hence her name. The goddess is depicted with 10 hands and she carries the Trishula, Gada, sword, and the Kamandalu in her 4 left hands and keeps the 5th hand in Varadamudra. She carries a lotus flower, bow and arrow, and the Japamala in her 4 right hands and keeps the 5th hand in the Abhaya Mudra. She looks fierce as she is seen mounted on a tigress. The story of Chandraghanta takes us to when the joyous moment of Parvati's marriage to Shiva arrives. Shiva brings a procession of gods, mortals, ghosts, sages, ascetics, aghoris, and the Shivaganas to the gates of King Himavan's palace to take away his bride. But seeing this terrorizing form of Shiva, Parvati's mother, Devi Meenavati, faints in terror. Parvati comes rushing to the gates to see Shiva, and seeing his fearsome form, she transforms herself into goddess Chandraghanta to save her parents and other family members, wherein she adorns her forehead with the moon that is shaped like a bell which resonates. Further on, when the goddess went into the battle between the gods and the demons, it is said that the sound of her ghanta sent thousands of wicked demons to their death. The devotees who adore and worship Chandraghanta develop an aura of divine splendor. they easily achieved success in life as well as peace and prosperity. Devi Chandraghanta.
पिण्डज प्रवरारूढा चन्द्रकोपास्त्रकैर्युता प्रसादं तनुते मह्यं चन्द्रघण्टेति विश्रुता पिण्डज प्रवरारूढा चन्द्रकोपास्त्रकैर्युता प्रसादं तनुते मह्यं चन्द्रघण्टेति विश्रुता.
Devi Kushmanda. Kushmanda Devi possesses the power to reside inside the blazing sun. Having a luminous body like that of the sun, she is credited to create the world with her divine and radiant smile. Kushmanda Devi is depicted holding a trident, discus, sword, hook, mace, bow and arrow, and 2 jars, one having honey and the other blood. She is seen riding a tiger, and her one hand is in the Abhaya Mudra, as she is always protecting and blessing her devotees. It is about the time when the universe was no more than a void full of darkness. There were no indications of the world anywhere. But then, a ray of divine and ever-existing light spread everywhere, illuminating each and every nook of the void. The sea of light was formless. Suddenly, it started taking a definite shape and finally looked like a divine lady, who was none other than goddess Kushmanda herself. The birth of the universe occurred because of the silent smile of goddess Kushmanda. She was the one who produced the cosmic egg. The earth, planets, sun, stars, and the galaxies were all brought into being. But to sustain life, the world needed the sun. So, the goddess centered herself inside the sun and became the cause of the energy and light necessary for life. By worshipping Ma Kushmanda, you will open the doors to great respect, fame, and glory. Ma also helps you attain spiritual enlightenment. She symbolizes both beauty and bravery and gives you the strength to repel all the troubles from your life. Devi Kushmanda.
Sura Sampurnakalasam Rudhiraplutameva cha Dadhana hasta padmabhyam Kushmanda shubhada sume Sura Sampurnakalasam Rudhiraplutameva cha Dadhana hasta padmabhyam Kushmanda shubhadastu me.
Devi Skandamata. When goddess Parvati became the mother of the god of war, Lord Kartikeya, otherwise known as Lord Skanda. She came to be known as Skandamata. It is believed that she was chosen as the commander-in-chief in the battle against the demons. She is also known as the goddess of fire. The iconography shows her mounted on a ferocious lion and having 4 hands. She carries lotus flowers in her upper 2 hands. She holds baby Skanda in one of her right hands and keeps the other left hand in the Abhaya Mudra. The story of Skandamata starts when Shiva and Parvati's energy is combined to produce a fiery seed, and Lord Agni is given the task of carrying the seed to the Saravana forest. But the energy emitting out of the seed is too hot for even Lord Agni to handle, and he drops the seed into a lake in the forest. The seed breaks up into 6 parts, and each is taken care of by a Kritika. Mata Parvati then takes the 6 forms and combines them together to make the 6-faced Lord Kartikeya or Lord Skanda. Thus, she became Skandamata. The worship of the Devi purifies the heart of a devotee. It is believed that she awards her devotees with salvation, power, prosperity, and treasures. Devi Skandamata.
सिंहासनगता नित्यं पद्माश्रितकरद्वया शुभदास्तु सदा देवी स्कन्दमाता यशस्विनी सिंहासनगता नित्यं पद्माश्रितकरद्वया शुभदास्तु सदा देवी स्कन्दमाता यशस्विनी.
Devi Katyayani. Devi Katyayani was born to put an end to the demon Mahishasura. Her defining characteristics depict anger, vengeance, and an ultimate victory over evil. She is seen riding on a magnificent lion and has 4 hands. She carries a lotus flower and sword in her left hands and keeps her right hands in the Abhaya and Varada mudras. Ma Katyayani was born to Katyayan Rishi's house, and hence she is called Katyayani. The demon Mahishasura was creating a lot of havoc for the gods, who then approached Lord Vishnu to help end their troubles. The trinity of Lord Vishnu, Lord Shiva, and Lord Brahma emitted flames that took the form which was a manifestation of Goddess Durga, and thus Devi Katyayani was born. Armed with the weapons from every god, Devi Katyayani proceeded towards the Vindhya mountains to tackle the demon Mahishasura. A fierce battle ensued between the two of them, and in the end, the Devi cut off his head with a sword. This slaying of Mahishasura bestowed upon her the name of Mahishasura Mardini, and this is celebrated as Durga Puja in many parts of India. According to the Bhagavata Purana, worshipping Devi Katyayani will help young girls find their worthy husbands. She ensures harmony and peace in married life. It is also believed that worshipping her can help eradicate all the negativity. Devi Katyayani.
चन्द्रहासोज्ज्वलकरा शार्दूलवरवाहना कात्यायनी शुभं दद्या देवी दानवघातिनी चन्द्रहासोज्ज्वलकरा शार्दूलवरवाहना कात्यायनी शुभं दद्या देवी दानवघातिनी.
Devi Kalaratri. The seventh form of the Navadurgas is known as Goddess Kalaratri. She is considered to be the most ferocious avatar of the Navadurgas and is known for destroying ignorance and removing darkness from the universe. She can be seen riding a black donkey. Her complexion is dark black and she has 4 hands. The right hands are in the Abhaya and Varada Mudra, and she carries a sword and an iron hook in her left. She is also referred to as the goddess of death. The story of Kalaratri is quite interesting. There was a demon by the name Raktabija who did severe penance and obtained a boon, as per which every drop of blood that fell from his body on earth gave rise to one more form of his. Thus, enemies who dared to fight with Raktabija and cause injuries to him, resulting in his bloodshed, had to face the fury of not one but many Raktabijas. This made the demon almost indestructible. So very well protected thus, he unleashed a reign of terror on heaven and earth, harassing the Devas and the humans alike. It was then that they all sought refuge in the Divine Mother, and she took the fearful form of Kalaratri to put an end to the demon's atrocities. Sporting a garland of human skulls, a girdle of severed heads, 3 eyes red with anger, and 4 hands holding deadly weapons, she took on the might of the demon with ferocity. While her terrifying form startled Raktabija, Devi Kalaratri beheaded the demon, drank every drop of his blood before it fell on the ground, and thus annihilated him. Regular chanting of the Kalaratri mantra can remove all the fear from the heart and make the devotees bold and self-confident. Devi Kalāratri.
एकवेणी जपा कर्णपूर नग्नाखरा स्थिता लम्बोष्टिकर्णिका कर्णी तैलाभ्यक्तशरीरिणी वामपादोल्लसल्लोहलता कण्टकभूषणा वर्धनमूर्धजा कृष्णा कालरात्रिर्भयङ्करी कालरात्रिर्भयङ्करी
Devi Mahagauri. The Mahagauri form of the Navadurga is regarded as the most graceful form among all the Navadurgas. Her beauty glows like pearls. Mahagauri has 4 arms. Her upper right arm is in the pose of allaying fear, and right lower hand holds a trident in it. She holds a dambaru in her upper left arm, and the lower one is in the form of a blessing. She is seen seated on a bull. The story of Mahagauri traces its origins to the time when goddess Parvati had to perform penance in order to get Lord Shiva as her husband. While undergoing that, she had to face a lot of hardships, like staying in wild forests while doing tapasya, and due to such conditions, her complexion turned dull. Later, when she united with Lord Shiva as his wife, he took the waters from the Ganga and cleansed her, thus manifesting her again into her radiant and glowing form. This is why she is known as Mahagauri. Goddess Mahagauri is known as the forgiving goddess, and she forgives sinners and purifies them by burning their faults and misdeeds to ashes. She is the goddess who denotes peace and endurance. It is said that worshipping her will clean the devotee's heart and make him pious. Devi Mahagauri.
श्वेते वृषे समारूढा श्वेताम्बरधरा शुचिः महागौरी शुभं दद्यात् महादेव प्रमोददा श्वेते वृषे समारूढा श्वेताम्बरधरा शुचिः महागौरी शुभं दद्यात् महादेव प्रमोददा
Devi Siddhidhatri. She is worshipped on the last day and is said to be the original form of Devi Parvati. Siddhi means supernatural power or meditative ability, and Dhatri means giver or awarder. She is the giver of liberation or moksha. Sitting always in a blissful and enchanting pose, she is shown holding the Shankha, Chakra, Gadha and the Kamala. She is seen either seated on a fully bloomed lotus or riding a lion. In the beginning of the universe, Lord Rudra worshipped Adi Parashakti for creation. It is believed that Goddess Adi Parashakti had no form. The supreme goddess of power then appeared in the form of Siddhidhatri from the left half of Lord Shiva. Thus, Lord Shiva obtained the form of Ardhanareeshwara.
Tam tatimi takka tatimi takitta takka tatri tatanna tajunnu tatimi tatikita takaram tatimi takka tatimi takita rakka tatri tatanna tajunnu tatimi tatikita takatam tatimi takka tatimi takita takka tatri tatanna tajunnu tatimi tarikita takatam tatimi takka tatimi takita tatri tatanna tajunnu tatimi tarikita takatam tatimi takka takunda rikita takka green tatimi takka takunda rikita takka tum tatimi takka takunda rikita takkanam tatimi takka takunda rikita takka tam tatimi tam tam tatanna tam tam tajunnu tam tam tatimi tam tam tatati tam tatanna tam tajunnu tam tatimi tatati tatanna tajunnu timi tam tatinginnatu 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 tam tatinginnatu 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 tai tatinginnatu tatinginnatu tatinginnatu
शिवशक्त्यैक्यरूपिण्यै नमः शिवशक्त्यैक्यरूपिण्यै नमः शिवशक्त्यैक्यरूपिण्यै नमः नमः नमः
Devi Siddhidhatri possesses 8 supernatural powers or the Siddhis. Anima means reducing one's body to the size of an atom. Mahima means expanding one's body to an infinitely large size. Garima means becoming infinitely heavy. Laghima means becoming weightless. Prapti means having omnipresence. Prakambya, achieving whatever one desires. Ishitva means possessing absolute lordship. And Vashitva means having the power to subjugate all. Lord Shiva was blessed by Siddhidhatri by being given all these 8 powers. Devi Siddhidhatri.
सिद्धगन्धर्वयक्ष्याद्यैरसुरैरमरैरपि सेव्यमाना सदा भूयात् सिद्धिदा सिद्धिदायिनी सिद्धगन्धर्वयक्ष्याद्यैरसुरैरमरैरपि सेव्यमाना सदा भूयात् सिद्धिदा सिद्धिदायिनी.
As I watch these stories, I realize each story encompasses and supplements qualities such as strength, transformation, anger, beauty, compassion, fear, and power. These qualities are reflected in each individual in different events in the universe as a whole. During Navratri, We are meant to awaken this energy aspect of the universal mother, Goddess Durga, which precisely betokens the remover of grief in life. We must remember to take these as life lessons and always seek out to remove all negativities from within us and let the Mother Goddess come and reside within. Sarva Mangala Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadhike Sharanye Trambake Gauri Narayani Namostute. The one who bestows auspiciousness on one and all, the one who accomplishes all objectives. To that mother who rules the three worlds, the three-eyed one, O Gauri, I bow again and again to you.
साधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते.